Hello, my name is Julius Opio, and of course, I work with Microsoft Technologies. So today, I want to show you the key features and functions of Poscream. Poscream is a business management software that is very suitable for a number of businesses. Uh, its key features involve where you sell from, where you track your sales from, where you track your stock from, and where you generate your reports from. So I want us to dive to the look of Poscream, and then you judge for yourself why I say Poscream is the ultimate solution that anyone, any business person would want for their business. Now, how do we access Poscream? Poscream is both web and mobile accessible. You can access it on your computer, and at the same time, you can access it on your mobile smartphone, be it Android or iOS. Still on computer, you can as well access it on web using any computer. But of course, um, we also have a mobile desktop that, of course, will reduce the inconveniences of always going to web to get the app, to get that data system. So today I'm accessing Poscream using Google Chrome as the search engine. So as viewed on my screen, uh, this is already the dashboard, but of course, I would want us to first look at the login interface. So I'll first log out from here. Reason why I want us to view the login interface is because there's some unique feature about the login interface, which is the encrypted password. As you can see, what you see there are only configurations. You don't see anything like characters, real characters, whether the letters or the figures that you've put there, meaning no second party can access your account unless you give in your own logins to the person. So let us go back to the system. Now, first thing you meet in the system is the dashboard. The dashboard is basically a summary of the data that has been entered into the system. For example, we would have the value of the sales that were made today and those that would have sold on credit, the credits that have been paid, the expenses, the net income. The reason why you're seeing 000 there is because in my own account, I haven't made any transaction. Of course, somewhere in your screen, you'll be able to see that I'm making this video at 3 a.m. in the morning. So no transaction has been registered. But in the course, maybe I'll remember to make some transactions so that you can see how the dashboard gets a change. Then we also have what we call the general summary here. It gives you a glimpse of how your business is doing. The stock value here. So you do not have to go back to the book or the Excel sheets and run a formula. In case you're good at Excel, you'll have to run a formula on all the available stock. But remember, the Excel sheets are not affected as you make purchases and sales. As you buy new stock and selling, the Excel sheets do not reduce automatically, meaning you have to go and do it manually. Therefore, running a formula to sum up how much value you have on the current stock may not lead you to the right results that you're looking for. Again, is that our Poscream here runs everything automatically. So first thing, you come to the dashboard and you know the value of the current stock that you have. That's a very beautiful thing for any business person. But that is not what Poscream is here for. Now, we also have what we call the business value. There's a very unique formula behind that, very unique. It sums up key things about the business. Of course, the value of the stock, plus the datas, um, plus another item behind there, probably skip my mind a little bit, to come up with a business value to show you how much worth your business generally is. And then we have the creditors here, the amount in stock, and then the products that are out of stock. The beauty about these slides on the dashboard is that they give you a direct access to how these figures came about. For example, I want to know my business value. I'll click there. And it takes me direct. It shows me that my business value is the value of my current stock, my products in stock, uh, plus the selling price here, plus yes, total buying price plus no no no, the amount of stock plus total selling price plus of course the data as I said plus the stock is an equivalent to my business value. So that is how the system runs these automations for you. But of course, I don't want us to center our presentation to that. Now, you're also seeing these routine pop-ups on my screen, a quick one. So the system has the intelligence of informing you the items that are expiring. So in case you run a business like a pharmacy that deals with expiries, or even a wholesale shop that deals with fragile items like beverages, that have expiry dates. So the system warns you those items that are soon expiring. And then also we have a stock notification alert here that shows you that such and such items have gone either out of stock or they are running low of stock. So that is what the system does, a very unique feature. A system that has the intelligence of even informing you. Of course, you don't want your customer to come and get you unaware. The customer comes and asks you for a particular item, and then the item rather, is out of stock. And then you go, oh, sorry, I think that item is out of stock. I think that item is out of stock. My God, that is very bad. Worst of all, you give the customer an item that is expired. A keen customer like me, who always checks for the expiry dates, you don't want to look miserable before me because I'll grill you. But that is not still the center of our discussion. Now, I don't want to make this a long video, so I'll just give you an overview of every module we have. So I spoke of our selling point. So this is the selling point. And as of today, I'm not going to make any sale for now. But key features are, we have of course, we have where we track our customers from here in case you're interested in getting your customers profiled rather. Then we have a currency module here in case you need to, in case you run a business that deals with multiple currencies, you can use that one as well. If not, we can just turn it off for you. Then we have products here. This is where we shall just select the kind of product that we are selling today. For example, I'll just click there and then all my products come. So in case I'm running maybe a pharmacy, I'll just come here and look for Panadol. My Panadol will right be there. And then I just select the Panadol that I'm getting. I enter the quantity. Maybe I'm selling 4. The beauty is that this system actually tells you the available number of stock that you have. And of course, the units. For example, this Panadol is sold in strips. So it tells me I have 21 strips in stock. So I'll just add this to my cart, and then the system runs an automatic summation for me that this customer is supposed to pay 4,000 there. And then I'll choose not to give this customer a discount, but in case you're giving a discount, I'll select there. Then I'll select my date here. And then I'll say, let us save and print. So if I save and print, this will be the look of my receipt. Yes, that is how my receipt would look like. Now, my receipt will, of course, bear the logo of the business. For example, currently I'm logged into Nugsoft Shoppers. So my logo for Nugsoft appears up there. And then it gives me the key information about my business, the location, and so on. And then it gives me the key details about the sale I made, the product I sold, and how much it was, how much was paid, and so on. And then also it gives me the person who served this. Of course, this receipt is a little exaggerated. The size itself is big, but this is just a matter of setting it to have only one page. So that is how my receipt would look like, and that is how easily I can make a sale. So after making a sale, let us view the stock level. So I have my stock module here. In the stock module, I'm able, first of all, view the level of stock that I have. For example, I just sold Panado. Not Panado today, of course. But I think they are this is a demo account, so we have different kinds of Panados. It can be entered at any time. So this Panado today is also among the products that I have. But what we are aiming at achieving here is to see how we can view the level of stock we have. For example, Panado here, we have in stock 1,497 strips, and then we also have 748 packets. Now, what does this mean? It means we sell Panadol in both strips and packets. Now, in terms of strips, that is what we have, and in terms of packets, this is what we have. Same product, different units. And then for Kaswa here, 2 kilograms. In stock, we have 2 packets. Supreme, we have 28 packets. Azam, we have 22 packets. So this is where you view the level of your stock from. Now, if I want to add to stock, assuming my item has gone, has run off stock or it has even reduced, I just want to add to it. So I'll come here to add to stock, and then this is where I'll select the product that I'm stocking up, maybe my Panadol today. Then here I put the quantity that I'm buying. Maybe I'm buying 1,000 strips. The unit buying price is 1,000. The selling price is that. Batch number, in case you're interested in getting that, of course, put it here. And then the manufacturing date, you also capture, because this one, I'm running a pharmacy, so I need an manufacturing date, as well as the expiry date. So maybe this one is expiring, let's say expiring in November 2025. No, it was supposed to be November, but again, I'll capture today. So after that, you come this side. It gives you a total of how much you're going to get for the 1,000 strips. You're paying 1 million. And then I choose the supplier. Maybe it is Okabo here. The purchase date, select it as today. The invoice number or the receipt number comes from the supplier. And then I can either save and print a receipt, or I save and exit. So immediately I do this, my stock increases for that particular item. So that's what I was telling you, that the Excel sheet cannot do this, but Poscream does it for you. Another unique thing is that we also capture spoiled stock, and then we can also do reconciliation from the system. Reconciliation means I can do, basically, I can make sure that my system is in correspondence with the physical stock. In other words, the quantity, the figures in the system matches with what I have in the shelves. That is what reconciliation means. For example, this 2,497 strips could be not correct. I count in my physical stock and I realize that I have actually maybe 2,500 strips. So I'll just come here and I say this 2,500 strips, and then I enter that. So once I do that, the system automatically updates, and you see actual quantity is 2,100 strips. So that is what reconciliation means. I am harmonizing the figures. I know you've understood that. Now, like I said, I don't want the video to be too lengthy for you. I don't want to bore you, but I'm just here to give you snippets. So that is the stock module. I have the products module. So in the products module here, we just introduce products to the system. Just maybe look at the fields we have there. So we have the product category here, global product name for the product name. The product unit, you can choose any units that you want. These units are entered by you into the system. The quantity in stock, what is the beginning quantity? For example, if I'm introducing maybe a product called Head-On. So I'll choose the Head-On, the category maybe as a painkiller. The product name is Head-On. The unit is maybe tablets. The quantity in stock is maybe 100. The buying price, I enter it here. Selling price is this. The minimum quantity is for the system to be able to warn you when the item is getting low. Then I put here maybe the wholesale price in case I deal with both wholesale and retail. Then I submit. So submitting, the system would have put my product called Head-On into their system. Yeah, so that is the products module. Now we have expenses here. Consumables. Not every business, of course, first of all, does the consumables, but just to give you a snippet, consumables module here, in case there's a business that deals with manufacturing items and is very, very interested in tracking its manufacture or its production process, the expenses incurred, the items used, the final output. That is when the consumable module comes to play. Some of the businesses that use this, we have customers who deal with cosmetics production. They use this module. We have customers that deal with produce. Is it produce? Something like that. They use this, and then we also have customers that deal with production of feeds. Yeah, feeds. Yeah, I have my customer who deals with feeds, production of animal feeds. They also use these because they're very interested in viewing, in tracking rather what they use, how much they use, and what is always the final output. And the system has that ability to automate everything for them. So that is what the consumables module is all about. Now, I will not go so much into this because it might not interest everyone. But if you are this kind of business that is interested in the consumables module, then we can arrange for a demo session where I can take you through this. And then moving away from this, we have the expenses module. Now the expenses module that's across every business. All my customers, all my clients are interested in this. So I'll take about 1 minute explaining the expenses module. Now in the expenses module, first of all, we break down these expenses in different categories. For example, in my demo account here, the categories I have include water, rent, packaging, fuel, food. Basically, let's call them utilities. So you can edit these categories, you can delete any of them, or you can create a new one from here. So after creating my category, I'll then go and record an expense. So how do I record an expense? I just come to record an expense and I click here, record expense. I choose the category, let's say water. The expense amount, maybe 10,000. The date, I'll select today. Payment method, you choose any account that you want this deduction to be made from. Is it cash? Is it Stanbic? Is it any account? So for me, I'm going to stick to cash. A supplier, in case it is National Water and Sewerage Corporation, I'll type there. National Water and Sewerage Corporation there. Because that one is not yet in the system because you have to also specify the suppliers. There's a supplier management module also here. So let's just choose any supplier here for the demonstration purposes. And then you put some description there. And then you save that expense. So that expense is of 50,000. And then remember you selected a cash account. It's very important. Now we have also in the expenses module, you can be able to settle some of your expense creditors here. For example, some of the people might have given you items on credit. So you want to know who are those guys who are demanding you some creditors here. You can see shown here, rent 200,000. The amount you paid was 50,000. Therefore, the balance is 150,000. So you have an option of clearing that gentleman. So I confirm and print because I want my landlord also to go with a receipt as he gives me his receipt. I mean, if I can, then why not? That is the topic of another day. Then, also in the expense here, we have the ability to view how much actually we have spent on today. Of course, so when we click on expenses here, we're able to view that we have only spent 50,000 on water. Besides that, have the expenses report here that allows you to view the system reports to you what you've been spending on and how much you've spent. That is the expenses module. To my audience, this is a very important module. This should be enough to make you buy the system. But allow me share with you one last feature as I come to a conclusion. The messaging center. So, of course, not everyone will be into the messaging center, but I want to tell you why messaging center is also another very important feature for your business. Communication with your client, first and foremost. You want your clients out there to know that you've introduced a new product to your business. You don't have to wait for them to first come and then you bump on them. By the way, we have this one. Hey, by the way, we have this one. No, go to the system, select your target customers because of all the clients you have, you know there are those clients of yours who do that. For example, you can actually categorize your clients. So you can choose a particular a group. We have here what we call SMS to groups, and then choose here. Now we have all clients. But if I had broken them down, I would select them per group. But then let's say I'm selecting all clients. And then I come here and I type my message. After typing my message, I press send. Voila. My customers anywhere, anytime, they wake up in the morning. If I sent at 3 a.m. like this, they wake up in the morning and they get to know, hey, OP has introduced a new product. Hey, let us attack that man. That is what I have to do. I just create awareness and my customers know. But like I said, I wasn't going to take so much here. Now, brief overview of other features. We have the advanced features here. The advanced features do the magic for you. They allow you to set up the system the way you want. We have, for example, general settings, permissions. This system is role-based access. So if you don't want some people to access other things in the system, you go to the permissions, and then you're able to turn off their rights to access such a feature. So these are the buttons that allow you to set it up. You either turn it on or off. Turn it on or off. Whatever you turn off, someone is not able to access. Whatever you turn on, they'll be able to access. Still in the advanced features, we have where we track all our transactions. We have where we set our payment options and so on. Then we have staff management section where you manage all your staff members. Also, you can manage their salaries, advances, or even allowances. Then this is where you manage the suppliers from, including their deposits and balances. And this is where you manage your customers from, also including their deposit balances, and even a refund of their deposits in case it is necessary. We can also place orders, local purchase orders from the system, generate quotations, and even invoices. The system, most importantly, we have a desktop app that can be self-installed by yourself anytime, anywhere. So the desktop app here allows you to work without necessarily being on web. So that's what I spoke of initially in the beginning. We have what we call business reports here. Very many reports, very many reports. But allow me single out one important report that me as a business person would run for. Follow my cursor. Boom. You see it? Profit analysis report. Who wants to run a business and they don't know how much they're making? Definitely not me. And I know out of 10 people, all the 10 will want to know how much they are making as profit. So that is what a profit analysis report is here for. And it is very accessible. You just have to click like this. And the system takes me to that one. So remember, today we have only made one cell like this, and that is for Panado. But the system still gets you your profit for that. See? Total profit is 2,800. How does it come about? So the item is Panado. I sold 4 of them. But remember, each item, the buying price was 1,000. Sorry, the unit selling price is 1,000 and the buying price 300 shillings. So if I sold 4 tablets at 1,000 each, it means I sold at 4,000, and yet the buying price for all the 4 items is 1,200. So 1,200, 4,000 minus 1,200 leaves me with a profit margin of 2,800 shillings. This is what the system is giving me. Wow. Most importantly, this report can be projected. I can say, I want to get products. I want to know my profit from 1st of March up to today, 26th of March rather. So you can see, the system gives me so. Unfortunately, the system is giving me bad news. I'm operating on a loss of 33 million. And the system can tell you how you come to that loss. This one, Arambe curry powder. Anyway, this is a topic for another day. But now you know the system can show you if you're operating in losses or you're operating in profits. Good. We have other reports there. We have the sales report, data report, purchases report, expenses report, monthly profits report, sales report, all the kinds of reports you need, they are there. Then we have financial statements, set of accounts, trial balance, income statements, balance sheet, and so on. Now, let's go back to our dashboard. So in that dashboard, sorry about that. In the dashboard, you're able to notice now that the figures have changed. Okay. I made sales where the 4,000, no credit sales, no credit paid. I incurred expenses, 200,000. Therefore, my net income is negative 196,000. Someone asked me, how come the net income is 196,000? So we opened business today and we had nothing in the shelf, right? Our cash in the shelf was 0. So customers came in, we made total sales of 4,000. That is the cash we had. And then we incurred an expense of 50,000 for water. But the account we selected was cash. So the cash means what we had in the drawer. So first of all, we only had 4,000 in the drawer. Then we had an expense of 50,000, but we met with the cash we had in the drawer. Therefore, we pay 4,000, we shall have a balance of around 46,000. That is our credit. That is a debt on our side. Then on top of that, we cleared another debt of 150,000, and still we selected a cash account. It was a cash account that was making those payments. But remember, in the cash account, we only had 4,000. Therefore, our debt in the cash account goes to 196,000. That is why you see a negative here, which means cash account is being demanded. Yes, so that is how the negative comes up there. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, this session has actually taken quite a while than I expected. But I believe it has been worthy it, and therefore I'd like to stop here. If there is a particular feature that you want to put more emphasis on, please, we can arrange for a demonstration, either physically or virtually, and I'll be able to show you how that can work, particular module that you're interested in. Thank you so much for being patient up to the end of this demonstration. I also thank myself for having the ability to talk throughout this session. Just kidding. Anyways, I'm Julius Opio, Naxos Technologies. Our feature here called Poscream. Thank you for watching.